Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Sylvia.
And my name is Kendi, and this is Life in Perspective.
Karibuni sana. So
this episode today is going to be quite informative. I know the rest have been, but still, I say
we keep learning.
Yes, so we keep getting better.
Yeah.
So there are several things that we went through, or several lessons that we learned before we got married.
Yeah.
And this was either through stories that we've been told by couples who've gone ahead of us, or premarital counseling classes, which we both attended in different places.
Yeah.
And I think this is some of the things that you should perhaps get to know. And again, this is always our perspective.
So
yes,
this is before marriage.
Before marriage,
Before
what
marriage.
should you know? Yes, what did we know? What did we come to learn before we got married?
What did I know before I got married?
Mm-hmm.
For me, of course, let me start by saying, first of all, Mimi, if you see me here like this, married, it's just
Jesus.
the doing of the Lord. Because I had so many horrible stories when it came to marriage that I was like, Mimi, Sylvia Esther, the way I know myself. There is no way. You cannot tell me kuna nyoka hapa and you expect me to walk right inside that place. No way. So I read about nasty mother-in-laws. I read about cheating husbands. I was like, and it's like, I remember I used to read Saturday Nation so much, and I feel those guys were so dedicated into bringing the bad light. The worst side of marriage. They used to just bring articles of, sijui my husband is cheating, sijui my mother-in-law is doing what. I was like, yo, if this is marriage, I don't want it. I do not want it. And funny enough, I never even considered my parents' marriage, even for me to say, but my moms and dads are wacky. Their marriages, I never considered. I used to read those stories and I'm like, no, I'm not getting married. So I thank God that, all that changed after, I met Jesus. That's how Jesus can turn around your life.
That's interesting because I never, this is very weird. When I was young, and I remember very clearly, I was 11 years old. I think I was in class 5, 6 there. My parents had this beautiful marriage. Till date, I can't tell you when my parents are fighting. Like, I really can't. Because they really shielded us from seeing when they're upset with each other. And again, I came to realize later that a child's security comes from seeing the parents working. Yeah. So we grew up with we were very secure children from that angle. So I kept on seeing a marriage that works. But I heard so many people talking about violence in marriage. And I remember asking God, I'd want to see the prayer of a young child. I'd want to see what people mean when they say their mom and dads are fighting. Truthfully, we got a neighbor. And guess what? My room was on the side of that house.
Oh my.
They would fight. And I'm the only one in the house who would wake up and hear them fighting. The man would come late at night and he would just hear, do. Fungo mlango. House myself, fungo mlango. 1, 2, 3. The door has been kicked down. They start screaming. You hear the wife screaming, she's being beaten. And I remember that one night that I encountered that, I woke up the following day and I told my dad, our neighbors were fighting. And I was like, you heard them fighting? Like, yes, I heard them fighting. I woke up, I peeped through the window, I saw the man breaking the door, so yes, they were fighting. And he went to the neighbor to check if everything was okay. So I had never seen a bad marriage in my house. But God showed me the flip side of what a bad marriage looks like. When I grew up, I was just laissez-faire about marriage. But I remember one day I told my mom I don't want to get married. And she asked me why. I'm like, because every time it's always the woman who has to ask the man permission. It felt like it was a man is the one who's telling you things to do. And not that my dad was telling my mom things to do.
It's funny that you never
It wasn't from
them.
Yeah. But there was always this whole thing of this quote unquote submission kind of stories that I had now. It was constantly the woman being subjugated. They didn't sell submission as it is in the Bible.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't want to get married because I don't need a man to be telling me what to do.
Yes.
So
what to do, where you can go, where you cannot go, you can dress like this, you can dress like that.
Like, why? That was interesting. Anyway,
Yeah.
So what are the lessons that you picked before marriage? The most crucial lesson, like if someone who's about to get married will ask you, Sylvia, what's this thing about? What would you share?
Mimi, let me just say something that you should do before you get married. If you've dated and the guy has proposed and now you want to get married, I would really, really recommend for you to consider investing in premarital classes. They will help you. Let me tell you, marriage is hard. Let no one lie to you. I would say it's not easy. And I always say, even life in itself is not easy. It's just full of, ups and downs. And I think Prima, what it does, it just helps your journey to be easy.
Yeah, it prepares you.
It prepares you somehow.
Yeah.
Because there's no one who can prepare you fully. You go to Prima, they will tell you, this is how to fight. But let me tell you, they will give you there, because what happened in our Prima, they would share, like the couple sharing conflict, or the couple now teaching us about how to resolve conflict. They will share their personal experiences. Yeah. But you see, they are two different people. You are two different people. Trust me, you won't fight over the same things. And so it's you now, when you get to that point, okay, this is our personalities. This is how we are fighting. How do we apply whatever we learned from Prima to suit us? How do we lay down the ground rules for us to fight a good fight? Because it will come. It will come. It will. Don't be liked by anyone. Oh, we've never fought. It's a lie. Let me tell you, it's not fighting physical, but you will disagree.
Yes.
You will disagree. You will, as long as you're two different people, even with your siblings. Just let me tell you, think about how you've lived with your siblings, if you have siblings, how you've disagreed, how you've concerned with them, you're not even talking. Let me tell you, all that is the reality of marriage. Like, you will get there. But I feel like now investing in Prima, it really sets you up. It sets you up for good.
Yeah.
That one, I would recommend 100%. Just do Prima. It will just, because I remember when we joined Prima, they kept on telling us it's better a broken engagement than a marriage. Just, they would tell us, you go discuss. If we are learning today about communication, you go talk to your significant other, see what we need to work on. And if you feel that this is not for you, imagine, it's okay. Go your separate ways.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. So for me, Prima really, really helps. Yeah.
You've spoken about that fighting, and this is how I always look at it. Just like in Ecclesiastes 3 that talks about season of life, there's a time to laugh, there's a time to cry. Just like we also experience different weather patterns. There's summer, there's winter.
Yeah, true.
Just like growing up, you go through different stages. You're an infant, then a toddler, you're a teenager, and now you're an adult. And even in adulthood, there are different stages. It's the same thing in marriage. You go through seasons, and sometimes it feels like they're cycles. And people say year 3, year 7. I'm yet to experience year 7. Like, those are the toughest. But my year 3, I sweated. I'm good one. Year 3 was 2020.
Oh, yes. I feel like also it was defined by the times.
It was defined by the times.
Yeah.
So marriages have seasons as well. And I always say it's not in the softest, the most comfortable periods that you grow. But as you get through this loggerhead, places that you're at loggerheads with each other, and you move past that, that's when you actually grow. But the most important thing that I've learned, that I've come to learn, and I've been learning, I'm still learning, is communication.
Yes.
Whew. Communication.
Yes.
That whole thing of saying versus understanding.
Yeah.
If I tell Sylvia something, what she has understood might be completely different from what the message I was trying to send. So communication becomes very crucial, even in our own temperaments. Our temperaments also influence our ability to communicate. Both of us are very direct communicators. I don't know about your husband, but my husband, when he starts telling me things, he really goes round. And I'm like, just get to the freaking point. Because I'm direct. So I expect you to be direct with me. So such things, communication and understanding each other when you're upset, especially learning how to communicate in the heat of the moment, that's a make or break. That is a make or break.
You know, when you say that the people say the third year, the seventh year, for me, the first year was so hard. For me, you know, they tell you there are people who have their honeymoon extended to the first year. There are people, I listened to a couple share their story and they're saying the first 4 years were a bliss. Like them, they enjoyed it. But when they disagreed, when they fought,
it was mortal.
It was like times 4.
It was 4 for each year.
Yes, they fought. So for me, the first year was really hard, and you know, trying to come together, see how you're going to be living together and all that jazz.
Yeah.
So after year 1, I feel like it keeps on getting better for me.
It does get better.
And I have learned also how to communicate. And let me tell you, another thing I would say marriage teaches you, or marriage does to you. You know, nowadays people say character development. I think marriage is the institution of character development.
It is.
Let me tell you, God will expose things in your heart. Mpaka you're like, hey, you thought you are not selfish.
You are so selfish.
You have no idea.
Till you get
it's just because you see, you have, and I feel like that is why the Bible compares marriage to a relationship with God, with Christ. We are the bride of Christ, and that's why the two are similar. Because you have to lose yourself, not lose in that sense, like you have to not just think about yourself. Now, because you're one, you are also thinking about the other person. So you can't just make decision because this is what I want.
This is what I know.
Myself, and I know. It's about us. And even if your decision, the decision you have to make is you, how will it affect the other? You have to always think about that.
Very, very true.
Pruning, God will deal with you.
It's so true. It is so true. Another thing that I came to learn, and this was before, though, I think the lessons that you're taught before, even in Prima, are theory. They are all theoretical.
And stories.
Until now you get to marriage. And this is finances. And if you've watched our previous videos, I was saying for me, it didn't matter that my husband was earning less. But how do we forge our way forward? Because finances are crucial. So whether you choose to have a common account and the like, it's all up to you. But coming to the understanding that it is no longer you and you, it is no longer my money, especially this notion of ladies being like, no, yake ni yetu na yangu ni yangu. I think it's very selfish because you're one. You're actually one. And I do understand that people talk from personal experiences. And what we might be saying here seems very idealistic, but we've seen it work. That what is mine is yours and what is yours is mine. And it comes from practicing. Because if you really know that you have a good husband, I mean, it shouldn't be.
But me, I always think about it this way. If you can give your body to someone else, if you can trust that, you know, when you sleep at night, you're safe. Like if you can move from your home and you've left everything else, your parents, your your single life, and you've moved in with this stranger. There's a guy in our Meg, he keeps on telling me, I think ladies are crazy. How can you meet someone and they convince you, like, leave your home, your father and mother, come take up my last name, like, we are crazy anyway. Maybe we are. But now I've even lost that.
The train of thought.
Yeah.
Strangers.
Yeah.
Trusting them with your body.
I feel like, what is money?
It's a meaning we apply to money.
Exactly.
That makes us
For me,
older.
I ask myself, what is money? What is money? Because I'm giving you something even more than money. I'm sharing exactly myself, all of me. What is money? Yeah. For me, that's how I think about it. What is money?
So, as we wrap this episode, now that we are finishing on the financial aspect, what is the meaning that you've given to money that makes you really hold back from sharing it with your partner? In the meantime, tune in for the next episode, and don't forget to share, to like,
And to subscribe.
Alright, bye.